tired of all the uneducated noise you're getting from the droves of YOLO meme coin peddling douchebag gurus out there trying to use you as their exit liquidity? Would you rather learn a competent university level set of skills that will guide you in managing and investing for the rest of your life? Join us 3 days a week at Digital Investor. Develop your knowledge of game theory, cognitive bias, macroeconomics, monetary theory, investment theory, psychology of the crowds, and more. For more info on Digital Investor and how it can help you, reach out at nickblacknext.com.
Hello. So, no Brandon today. So, if you got any Brandon complaints, you're going to have to keep them to yourself because he's at a funeral. Sorry, a family reunion, which is a lot like a funeral. Anyway, yeah. So, we're going to talk about the crappiest company on the planet. Yeah. And the fact that a bunch of idiots are going to make one guy rich before he goes to prison. Good stuff, right? All right. Hello. I couldn't get into the yeah. I don't know what is what, but I'll leave the orange one. I usually have there's two. There's like the other one, the super secret one, and then there's the orange one. So I'll leave the orange one just so that people don't get nuked when we go behind the wall. There you go. Hello. Let's see what's going on. Hello. We're gonna get through all of them. All right. Hello. Yes. Okay. Very good. Good to see you. Yes. Well, I'm on day 4 of trying to get Daedalus to load up on my computer. It was working before, man. Now, I've only been able to get to like 99%, like a couple of times. Yeah. And then today, it's extraordinarily slow. It got to like 99%, 99 something yesterday. Today, it won't even 34%. That's some bull crap. Anyway, 34% it is. All right. We will look at the Bitcoin here in a minute. Pretty cool. It got to 71.9. Non-farm payrolls came out. I think they were like 275. Doesn't matter. They'll downward revise those. But unemployment is up at 4%. Remember our little 2, 3, 4 thing? What it takes to be a central banker? 2, 3, 4. 2% inflation target. 3%. Well, it should be way higher. But anyway, 3% GDP, 4% unemployment. So that's it. That's the central bankers cheat sheet. 2, 3, 4. Why? Because the first bank that set those, that set their inflation target just chose 2% because they felt like it. They said, "Well, it feels like it's right." I think it was Australia. I think it was their central bank. This was years ago. They just pulled a number out of the air. No rhyme or reason to it. Crazy. And now everybody's like, "Yeah, it's 2%." Why? Anyway, hello. Ask your questions if you have them. Then we will go behind the wall. Oh, I did want to talk about this part. I'm going to do in front of the wall because it's nothing super secret. GameStomp earnings came out 4 days early. So we'll talk about that. That's pretty funny. Let me see. Hello. Yes. Hi. Hello. Cogito. There's ain't nothing going on with Cogito. It's just a dumpster fire with a bunch of idiots that are all that, you know, like they go around like patting each other on the back, like we're so smart, real world assets. So like that doesn't mean anything. Just saying real world assets over and over it's a bunch of idiots. They're like, we're from a bank. We worked at HSBC. We're very smart because we're from a bank. You guys are jackasses. You guys have pivoted that company more times than a running back in the NFL. Hello. No, it's not that. This is my high-powered computer. For some reason, it's when I did this new version of Daedalus. Isn't that weird? Oh, I just got an advertisement for a job. Ooh, let's see. It says, they're a medical billing company and they have remote jobs available at home. I can apply now. Let's see if you guys can figure out what I'm going to type. Go yourself. Anybody want to take a stab at that? Anyway, hello. What's going on? All right. If you guys have any questions, let's knock them out. Otherwise, we're going to talk about GameStop. We're going to talk about it because it was funny. I spent my 1 minute per month on Twitter yesterday, X, Twitter, X, whatever. And it's very frustrating. It is what it is. It's just a bunch of dummies. It really is a bunch of dummies. And I keep saying this is a bad company. Bad companies are supposed to go to zero. What you're not supposed to do is, in some weird fucking fantasy, inflate the price with a bunch of dummies, a bunch of people. It is what it is. They drive Uber, and I don't care what you want to call it, dumb money, the uneducated masses. These are a bunch of fucking morons on Reddit. It is what it is. They are idiots. They have no fucking clue what they're doing. They don't understand even basic financial management. They don't understand how to manage their own. Most living at home, like just a bunch of jackasses that have no clue what they're doing. They have zero understanding of anything to do with investment. They get spun up in these groups, and then they get, they take whatever crumbs that they have that they should be using to pay off debt that they probably used when they financed a Gucci t-shirt, like a bunch of dummies, a bunch of old, virtue signaling assholes. And they're going to pump a shitty company, and they're going to enrich this one dude who is probably going to jail. And all of that would be fine if it was a cool company, or if it was a good company, or if it had any benefit to anybody other than the executives at GameStop. It is such a piece of shit company. And then, you point this out, people just freak out. No, you're probably short. Yeah, I'm short. I went out and shorted GameStop because I care at all about anything to do with like Web2 fucking equity bullshit. It's all a bunch of shit. Anyway, I think like you can look at the behavior, the company seeing their stock, go way up for no other reason than that roaring douchebag is leading a bunch of assholes off of a cliff. The stock is going up. So the executives at the company, and I'm going to read you their results from their quarter, and you tell me if it's a good company. And they're expanding their stock issuance. So one, a bunch of them just got good on this and they started selling internally. Everybody should be fine with that, right? Why wouldn't we pump that stock? What a great group of guys. And then in addition, they were going to do another offering of 45 million shares. Now they decided 75 million is a better number. So these dudes are profiting off of this creep, trying to stick it. He's not trying to stick it to the hedge funds. He doesn't give a fuck about the hedge funds. He just wants to make money. It's like, come on, man. And the first time he got away with it, because they would have had to send all sorts of people to prison. So they kind of let everybody go. This is what my theory is. There's no way to know. So they let everybody get a pass. They're not going to give this guy a pass. And after this quarterly, and I'm betting someone from the SEC rang these guys up and said, listen, you better think real hard about what the next 2 weeks looks like with your company. Otherwise, you guys are going to find yourselves on the other end of some indictments too. And it won't be like, Debtbox or Liberty. These will be like real indictments. Once you know that you can manipulate a market, if you knowingly do it, you've broken the law. He could play stupid the first time, be like, what? I didn't know. You can't play stupid now. So that's what I guess bothers me. Like, why didn't this same dude do all this research on another company that is a nice company? Because you know who's going to get screwed? How about all these assholes that bought last night in late trading that pumped the price up 40% and it subsequently dropped back down? All those people holding the bag. So think about it. If you have a stock that's, $10 and it goes up 30% in the after, oh my gosh, is that $13? And it goes down 40%. That's 40% of 13. It's 40% of the whole number. That's almost a clip. That's almost cutting the stock in half. And all these same people are going to, woo, we're going to pump it to $1 trillion. These people are so stupid. I thought it was only NFT people and people buying Solana meme coins, but no, apparently it is a bottomless well of stupidity. So we're going to talk GameStop in a second. Okay. When will you be able to add nodes that we purchase from other places? As far as I understand, a node license is a node license is a node license. Now, if it's a Cardano node license, I'm not sure. And again, Philip, those are Brandon questions, which I'm sure can be answered. And they are all the same. The problem is that from other sources that are not us, because we are the vendor for Hypercycle node licenses. So the issue is that the way some other people did it is that you don't actually own it. They own it. And you're kind of just trusting that that's okay. And again, different people, different systems, different communities. Our goal was always to get you your stuff. So it's yours. Like that's it. Let's see. I used to have nothing but good to say about Daedalus. Yeah, that's when it loaded. When it used to load, I used to have nothing but good to say about Cardano, but I listened to another whiny, feel sorry for myself video from Charles. Like every time I start to get motivated about Cardano again, he comes out with another, video of him whining that he doesn't get enough respect and all that. Like, Charles, why don't you quit whining, quit crying all the time? Jesus, that guy is the softest in the ass billionaire I have ever encountered. And I haven't even encountered him because I've never actually met him. He's just soft as cotton, this dude. Ugh. Jesus. At least the dudes at Algorand shut up. They just say nothing. They're like, rather to be assumed a fool than to open your mouth and prove it to be correct. Yeesh. Let's see. What's up with SNet? They're supposed to run it up, not down. I don't think they're going to run it. I think they're going to try to run up the ASI token, Bill. I think that's what the goal is. I don't think they're going to try to run up because there's a lot. I mean, I don't think there's any benefit for that. I think they want to run up the ASI token. They're going to have a lot of media around that launch and a lot of woo-woo and pom-poms and all that kind of stuff. So, and good, because, most people here own Fetch and probably some AGIX. So good for us. Good exit. Because I want to exit. But I just want it to be good, and I want it to be programmatic. Yay. Any thoughts on ECB rate reduction? Ooh, that's a good one. We could do a whole thing on that. So they've been arguing, we're not in a recession, we're not in a recession, we're not in a recession. Yep, you are. You have been. Oh, okay. We're embarrassed, but we're not too embarrassed. Wage growth. It's all about the wage growth. If wages are growing, we're not in a recession. If we're not in a recession and wages are growing, everything's fine. We might even be raising rates. And yet they cut. I think that the rest of the world is starting to just say like, okay, fine. I mean, remember that rate cuts, rate hikes, stimmies, well, depends on the kind of stimulus. QE. Okay, let's say QE. Let's qualify that. These are all things that are performance theater. So, this is good. So everybody in the chat, I want you to write rate hikes and QE equal, put an equal sign, performance theater. There's 232 of us. If you're driving, don't do this. That's bad. And you really have to factor this. Every time you hear what a central bank is or isn't doing, the only reason you're hearing it is this is performance theater. Monetary policy, maybe that's easier. Monetary policy equals performance theater. It is not real. It has no effect. Do you think if QE worked, the Japanese would be on the 26th version of it in not quite even so many years? The 26th or 20, I don't know how to count it anymore. Like how many QEs? Imagine how many, if they were like, okay, you've broken your leg. We're going to do the surgery to fix your broken leg. And you're like on surgery 26. At a certain point, you're like, dear God, man, do any of you guys know what you're doing? Like, how many times does it take? 26. Has anybody gotten anything wrong 26 times and thought that what they were doing was the right method? Like on anything in life. Have you ever done anything? Like really think, have you done anything wrong 26 times? And on 27, you do the same thing you did 26 times prior because this time is the one? Doesn't that sound stupid? So monetary policy, and remember, you want to make sure that you don't confuse so there's fiscal policy. This is what governments do, mostly Congress, well, through their system of weirdness, which is spending, taxation, spending, taxes, spending. That's fiscal policy, right? Monetary policies, QE and rate control. Monetary policy equals performance theater. Man, there's a lot of scholarship to show that it does nothing. But it used to be more. It used to affect people much more. People used to really buy in. Oh, Jerome Powell, he's going to cut rates. Why? Because the market sucks. Oh, not the market. The economy sucks. Ooh, that's good for the market. Yeah. 1 out of every 24 people get to benefit. Everybody else gets fucked. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, Jerome. Well, what is he doing actually? Well, he's adjusting an interest rate that the market doesn't even necessarily accept. They just do their own thing around it. They actually trade around it. They don't even honor the interest rate unless it benefits them. Oh, so what does it do in the broader economy? Oh, it does nothing. Oh, nothing at all? Yep, zero. What about when Jerome Powell says they're printing money? Yeah, that's a lie. Why? I've never printed money. Never. Not one fucking dollar ever. Wow. Those guys are actors. Yes. They are all acting all the time. It's all bullshit. And lately you're seeing that you're seeing that the world is kind of calling their bluff. because regardless of what they do, interest rates grinding lower, and you find that these central banks are chasing the rates rather than setting them. So I know that was a long answer, but that's my thoughts on the ECB performance theater of du jour. They know they're screwed. They don't have a choice. Wages used to be the big deal. Now they're not, because, well, forget that. We are cutting to inspire excitement in the animal spirits. Okay, great. You recently purchased 8 Node licenses. How do you access them? They would be in your wallet, Hugh. You would go to Node Market and you would log in. You would connect your wallet. And once you connect your wallet, you'll be able to go and do a variety of things. Buy, sell, trade, manage, marry, divorce, whatever. Do all that stuff, all that and more. All right. Okay. Let me see. Hello, dummy. I know. God. Gamblers. Okay. Oh, I predicted this. This is what I predicted. Is this your prediction, or is it actually happening? So here's my, I thought he was going to get booted, and I don't think any other I don't think any other trading facility is going to pick him up. That's what I'm thinking. Where can we go learn? If you want to learn, Charlene, the best way to learn about the ring itself, well, you could go to their website. But what I would do is actually go and learn about NFCs. Maybe we'll talk about near field communication chips next week or something like. It's kind of nerd stuff. But these consist of near field communication chips, NFCs, not NFTs, not those slimy animal pictures with lasers and shit. No, NFCs. This one has 3, which you can program. And then what you do is you hold it to your phone, boop, to the front camera, each different chip, boop, and it can do things because it communicates. It communicates what's in the chip. So, and this doesn't have a battery, by the way, so it's not an attack surface. That's cool. So what I would do is I would go look up what cool things can I do with NFC technology. And you're going to see a ton of cool stuff that you can do. You can daisy chain activities. You can do all sorts of stuff. Anyway, so yeah, that would be the best way. But we're also going to do a video. And Hyperring has an app too. I've seen it. It's cool. And also on the NFC Tools app, you can get some real cool stuff from there too. So yeah. Okay, so you know what? Let's see. I guess I was gonna do this whole. Let me just go through the. Have you heard of NFDs? Near fields? No, I haven't. But it sounds cool, unless that's non-fungible dirt. I don't want any non-fungible dirt. Okay, let's do this. Let me just go through the Q1 result. Let me go through the GameStonk results just real quick. We're going to do this as part of our ode to a nod to reality. And again, what frustrates me most is that all of this could have been done with a good company. These guys could have, it's like when people just mad for the sake of being mad, when they're just like, I'm going to show the man. You're not showing the man. You're going to make 3 people rich and everybody else gets wiped out. Like, why these idiots don't get it? Like, people are just willing to gamble all their shit. Same thing's happening in Bitcoin right now. You know how many people got mutilated? People getting melted, bro. If Bitcoin goes like $500 more, 1.5 billion gets wiped and liquidated. 1.5 billion gets liquidated in dummies. Like, apparently there is no end to how stupid people are. Like, maybe, does that sound cynical? Geesh, have I become cynical? Am I like a grandpa? Well, GameStop reports missed Q1 results. They canceled their conference call. Like, it's just like one thing after the next. They disclosed financial results for the first quarter 2024, ending May 4th. The company reported net sales of 0.882, so 822 million, a significant drop from the 1.237 billion reported same quarter last year. The decline in net sales was accompanied by a reduction in selling, general, and administrative expenses, which decreased 295.1 million, which decreased to 295.1 from 345 in the first quarter. However, expenses as a percentage of net sales increased 33.5%, up from 27.9% the previous year. These are not good. They dropped these earnings before Keith Gill, the key figure in the GameStop short squeeze, is set to return to YouTube with a live stream. So he's going to have a cool live stream where he bullshits and he talks his position up so that a bunch of dummies, I mean, it's like this is the quarter. Like what else do you need to know? This amazing company, their loss for the quarter was 32.3 million, an improvement from the 50 million they lost in the first quarter. Oh, amazing. They only lit 32 million on fire. The company ended the quarter with 1.083 billion in cash equivalents. By the way, why they have so much cash? Because all these assholes ran their stock up. Anyway, carrying on. The gross profit for the quarter was 244.5 million, down from 287.3 million in the previous year. The operating loss narrowed to 50.6 million from 58.4 million, reflecting the company's efforts to manage costs amidst declining sales. Despite these efforts, the overall financial health remains a deep concern, with significant reductions in key areas such as net sales and gross profits. You know, the way you measure anything. So they miss on revenue and their EPS expectations in Q1. When comparing GameStop's current performance against expectations, the results are not good. Analysts anticipated an earnings per share of negative 4.5 cents and a revenue of 1 billion for the quarter. However, the actual earnings per share came in at negative 11 cents. Negative. Loss. Losing. More than almost 3 times as much. Of course, in Wall Street Bets, they're going to spin this up. This is just, they're dropping all the bad news so they can come back with the good news. There's no fucking good news. A loser is a loser is a loser. Obviously, this was significantly below expectations. And the revenue of 0.882 billion also fell short of the forecasted, this is by them, 1.05 billion. Shortfall in revenue and the higher expected loss per share indicates that the company is facing more significant challenges than anticipated. Yeah, no shit. Who would have thought a store that sells clunky old stuff when everybody lives their life on the internet would have trouble? Who would have thought? Get off the gas. This decline in sales across all segments includes hardware, accessories, software, and collectibles. Guess what? That's everything they have. That's the whole fucking store. So by every single way you measure the health of a company, these guys are failing, and they're failing bad, like bad. So yeah, let's definitely pump them up. Woo woo, we're going to get rich, going to bankrupt some hedge fund guys. I don't give a shit about hedge fund guys. You know, most of those guys are idiots. We all know that. They're dummies. I don't mind them losing everything. Most of them, they probably deserve to lose everything. But this is not the way. You don't jump on the bandwagon of a crap company because all you're going to do is hurt the idiots that don't know the difference. Too many people get sucked up in this FOMO crap and they buy stupid shit and they're the ones left holding the bag. Ugh. Anyway, the gap between expectations and actual performance highlights the need for GameStop to release its old strategies and reassess and readdress the underlying issues affecting its poor financial health. And by the way, I told you after their lower than expected revenue and their huge miss, weaknesses in the company's market positioning, product offerings, and across all segments that they address, are lowering future expectations. Well, you might say, okay, cool. What's their forward guidance? What kind of guidance? GameStop did not provide specific guidance for upcoming quarters. And they canceled their conference call. Wow. This is definitely This is definitely a company we should be pumping to the moon. So stupid, man. Anyway, there you go. There you go. I don't know if they're lying. Well, so this is the thing. They're expanding their stock offering. Listen, what they better hope is that there was never a phone call between these guys and Gil. If there was, that's going to look like collusion. And in this one, the hedge funds didn't cheat. And I just don't see a way. Look, I don't care. Roaring Kitty, whatever. Good for him. Like, he's making some money off of a bunch of fools. It bothers me, all the fools that get fooled. You just can't. There's no pill for IQ. You're not going to educate that group. They're just stupid, man. They're stupid and they're foolish, and they have no desire to do any research. None of these people have any financial backbone at all. They have no clue what they're doing. That's what bothers me the most. It's kind of like you're picking on like special needs kids. Most of these investors are like they're financially handicapped. And so you're picking on all these people, and you know it. The first time he could say, I was just doing my streams. I didn't know. But this time, dude, he knows it. So think about how it irks us. I don't know if it irks you guys. Is anybody else irked by this? Does anybody else not feel good about this? I would feel completely different if it was a good company, honestly. If it was a good company that just got a bad rap or something like that, I would say screw those hedge funds to the dirt. Nuke them. But I just don't feel good about this. Yeah, I mean, so it bothers me. And so anyway, there's that. Let's get behind the wall. Again, I'll leave the other one. That way no one loses. Hopefully you guys wouldn't get booted out. Anyway, these kinds of things frustrate me. And I guess my last final point is, before we switch, is this. When many of us are frustrated about this, just because of like what it will create, this gambly culture of people that just spam into stupid stuff and don't care. I guess, how mad do you think the Elizabeth Warrens, the Maxine Waters, the like congressmen, like the octogenarian political, crew, how mad do you think they are? Do you think if we don't like this, and we're all about like power to the people, and we are frustrated, how angry do you think they are? You don't think indictments are coming? You don't think these dudes are going to get cut to ribbons? Yeah, wrongly believe. Man, we're in a recession. Okay, listen, before we go behind the wall, I want everyone here to say we are definitely in a recession. Just as long as we admit that the world is round, everybody else can be flat earthers as long as they want. As long as we are like some semblance of common sense. But yeah, all these guys, God, they're so, well, and the problem is, well, that's another story for another day. Yeah. Well, they're angry. They're not, listen, there's nothing that makes people more mad than undeserved reward. And in this one, I don't think they're mad at people. They're not mad at individuals making money off of a stock going up or a stock going down. They're mad at an uneducated mass being led by a guy who does know what's going on. Remember, this isn't just some random dude. Gil worked in the finance industry, right? I think he got stripped of like his license and certifications, but like he was a Series 7 guy. He knows he's breaking the law. And I don't care if you surround yourself, all the lawyers in the world are not going to stop the government coming after you and destroying you. And this will go on. They will go after this guy. And if they don't put him in jail, which would be very, I mean, it depends on how he unwinds this. If I was him, I would unwind my entire position and I would give 99% of it to some financial online education university that will offer free financial education for the next 20 years. Because if he puts $1 in his pocket, this dude's going to prison. And they're going to money him to death. They will legal him to death. To death. So, it is what it is. We're definitely in a recession. Good. John, that's funny. I will allow it because this is a session where we're doing a little bit of profanity. Just makes me mad. Oh, and by the way, it isn't different except that Elon Musk never owned Dogecoin. There is a huge difference. Well, intellectually, it's the same crap. And by the way, Elon Musk for that is a complete piece of shit because he was talking Dogecoin up until about 74 cents when then it tanked back down to 16 cents? All those people got their asses kicked. So, yeah, what Elon did was crappy, but Elon never owned Doge. When you own an asset, it becomes completely different. Once you know what you're doing manipulates the market, especially on the tail end of 2 quarters of terrible earnings, this is a terrible company, then what you're doing is market manipulation. And you can argue, well, your lawyers can say, well, no, it says shall, not may. It says if, not then. Okay, cool. You're going to be doing that in front of a federal judge. And man, oh man, that is not going to be pretty, and it's not going to be cheap. So we'll see. All right. No, he doesn't own Doge. No, he doesn't own Doge. He doesn't own anything. What Tesla owns is different. Remember, Elon is not Tesla. Matter of fact, they just disputed his new package, his new compensation package. But yeah, you're right, James. We've gone too far. We will go. Let me see. You were all wrong according to the journalists who do. Those are the right ones, not us. Those journalists that, well, whatever. Okay, let's do this. Let's shoot behind the wall now. And let's talk. We'll go to the markets. We'll look at the details. We'll make some thoughts and recommendations. It's going to be amazing. So yeah, let me click on this. We have a better picture than that game stink. And let's do our little segue.
We're going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now.
Oh, that was the wrong button. I got to touch the right button. What's going on? All right. Yeah, I saw somebody on Twitter was like, this is just a small time setback for a big time comeback. Talking about games like, Jesus Christ, man. They could show you, no amount of truth is going to dissuade someone that just believes. It's like, don't ever let the facts get in the way of the faith or the hope, right? A blue heron story? No, Howard, that's not exciting. Now, if you found a blue bag of heroin, that's exciting. I had a buddy of mine. We're going to see a movie today. He was a flight, like a crew coordinator for like all the stewards, but like for either Air Canada or anyway for like 20 years. And he has these weird stories where he doesn't tell them correctly. And he's like, yeah, I was walking. I was with my friend, and I noticed I was surrounded by alligator eggs. So anyway, I just walked through the rest of that field, and then we had a picnic, and I was like, wait. Go back to the alligator eggs. Like, you buried the headline here, buddy. It's like, you notice those people that don't realize the big part of the story. It's like, what happened the other day? Oh man, we had tea. Well, first I wrestled an anaconda in my backyard, and then I went, and then the window got stuck. So I had to go to Home Depot and get all the stuff for the window. You're like, no. Go back to the bit about wrestling the anaconda, because that's badass. Anyway, let's shoot on over to markets. Don't confuse me with the facts. I know what to believe. I want a video of the heroin. Yeah, you can only find heroin in the White House. Too true. Geez, that family, God. I mean, all these families, if you dig deep enough, all these families are wacky. There's always going to be some methed out, strung out junkie of a son here or there. Let's see. Based on Wednesday's call, if we're not in a bull market based on total, well, again, remember, let me clarify. First of all, let's jump to markets and then let's talk about that, because I think that's important. I don't know if my definition of bear and bull market, it's such a nebulous kind of vague term that if you feel bullish, it's a bull market. If you feel bearish, it's a bear market. Like, and some assets can be in bull and bear. I think it's a very gooey term. And so on that one, I'm not browbeating everyone. I'm not telling everyone to write a bull market is when because I don't know. I looked at about 4 different sites. Brandon and I were going back and forth. I looked on some sites the other day. I was like, I went to Investopedia, I went to Google, ChatGPT. Like, I looked at them all, and they're all a little bit different. And the one common theme is that typically bull markets, I mean, not typically, like in all of the cases that we looked at, like on Investopedia and all that, they were always in recovery markets, not recessionary markets. So I guess the question is, if we're in a recession, but then again, how does the macro directly relate to crypto? Kind of weirdly, because there's an antithetical argument there, like, oh, crypto is because these markets suck, because they're scammy, because the markets are not the economy, and you could make that argument. So I don't think there is a clear definition of what a bull and a bear market is. That being said, now your question, how do you figure out the 17 days? So what the 17 days means, it's not 17 days of the bull market. It means that the biggest moves, there's 17 days where the major moves occur in any of these assets. Now, this is on the crypto side. This is not on the equity side, although I'm sure there's probably some scholarship on that too. So let's go look at markets, and then we can dig deeper into all that. But my gut feeling, I still don't feel, I mean, I don't know. In the chat, let me know, bear or bull. Just that answer. You don't even have to qualify it. Bear or bull market. You might be in Brandon's camp, more in the bull market. I'm in the almost bull market, but not quite. But what say you? OBKB. We've been bouncing all around with the Bitcoin. We were at 71,925, which, a lot of people were in panic mode like a mofo. Because, yeah, I mean, all through, I think 72, I mean, people are getting wiped out all along the path, that people are just getting destroyed. So yeah, then when it dropped back down, I'm sure that right here, a bunch of people are like, oh, 70,000, it's time to start shorting it. They all got blown up. Oh, let's back up. Oh, it's time to go up. They all got blown up, blown up, blown up, blown up. Like, this is just a constant. It'll be interesting to see in a few weeks when they get all the data, maybe even next week, just how much money was liquidated, just obliterated in stupid leverage. Remember, we're at 71K, all-time high 73. We were less than 2,000. We were 1,800 away from the all-time high an hour ago. So, that's interesting. So you would say, Bitcoin bullish, but Bitcoin is not all there is. And so that's where I have to kind of start qualifying stuff. Well, yeah. Okay. So, let me see. Moose market. A bull moose in rut. Liken it to bull moose in rut. Only one thing. Okay. Let's see. What say you? It's a deer market. Skittish. Interesting. Yeah. I know, right? Bear to bull. That's where I'm at. I'm with Bill. It's bear, but I do think we're on the precipice. And yeah, I don't think you can have, just me personally, I don't think you can have a bull market if not all of the assets are bullish. But let me do this first. I was doing some dollar cost averaging yesterday, some DCA-ing, and let me tell you what I am excited about as trades. One, I haven't put any new money into Bitcoin because I have a pretty big Bitcoin position. So I'm just sitting on the sidelines there. I am doing some staking of Ethereum, but not much. So I guess technically I'm DCA-ing in, you could call it that. I don't know if 2.9% counts on Ethereum, but I have a big position in Ethereum. XRP, no. Doge, no. Cardano, when it was at 44.8 or whatever, I was getting excited about it. I did not pull the trigger on it. I wanted to, but something was like, I don't know. And then I heard that whiny ass video from Charles yesterday, and I was like, no, I'm not adding. And also this whole thing where it's taken 4 damn days to turn on Daedalus. I'm like, I'm just not that excited. It doesn't take 4 days to turn on Cosmos Station. It takes like 4 milliseconds. Anyway. So whatever. Polkadot, no. Matic, yes. So I do believe the S1s will work their way through in the next, weeks, whatever. And I believe we will see an Ethereum ETF do quite well. And I think layer 2s would then become the next logical discussion. And I don't like a lot of the layer 2s. Arbitrum, I'm not excited about. I just can't get behind it. The team seems a little kind of, I don't know, it seems a little scummy. I don't know. Maybe I just got maybe I got to revisit, but team seems a little scummy to me. So for me, it's, and in the Matic team is scummy too, honestly, but they've been here a while. So Matic, I think, does really well with the ETFs when they launch for Ethereum. Optimism is still in my buying range, and I actually bought yesterday. I bought more Optimism. I bought more Filecoin. What else did I buy? I got Jupiter, but that was that was last week. That was way back last week. What else? Oh, Storage A. I got some Storage A right around 55 cents. Yeah, that's that. So those are my dollar cost averaging. 2666. The mark of Caesar Nero. All right. I love Atom too, but I don't think anybody else cares. No one cares about good technology. I really thought, I spent some time thinking last night, like, is this the real incarnation of idiocracy? Is this just like the financialization of idiocracy? I mean, are we maybe going into a world where people use their dollars as their signaling, and they do not care if they lose it? They just flagrantly toss money, and that's their voice. Like their money is their voice, and they do not give a shit about anything fundamental. I mean, is that where we're at? It might be where we're at. And then you're just like, you know what? Bring on the T-1000s. Bring on the robots then. Like if the one place where you can go with intellect to win gets perverted by a bunch of, I mean, let's be honest, Uber and Lyft drivers and like service workers. No offense to them, because I'm sure a lot of us did those things on our way up. Well, maybe not Uber and Lyft, but like I worked in bars, so like to make money during summer and stuff like that. So like, I get it, man. But like, oh yeah. Not only Gucci t-shirts on Visa, where they offer financing, buy now, pay later. You can buy at Gucci. This is so stupid. You can finance shirts for 12 months. Shirts, a t-shirt. Can you imagine making a $72 or $80 payment a month for 12 months on a damn t-shirt that cost them 13 cents? Get off the gas. Come on, man. Like, yes, there are so many idiots. And the thing is now is like, it's cool to be an idiot. It's like, it's just very frustrating. And I just started to really wonder, like, is this it? I mean, is this just the way things are gonna be? Maybe. I did something with Render. No, I haven't done anything. Render hasn't hit my exit. I mean, I've had 2 exits on Render. I did a first exit when I didn't quite believe in it, and it bumped up and it went back down. I rebought at like, I think it was four. I'd have to look. Don't get me lying. I'm going to check right now because I don't want to misstate. Render, my last actual, let me view all. RNDR. Okay, so my purchase was at 53 cents. So I did 53 cents. I bought a little bit more to $1.72. But I mean, like a little bit, like 200 something. And then I exited. I had an exit at $3.99, just shy of $4. Why $3.99? I'd have to look. Not all because I was buying Render before this, so this doesn't have all of my trades on it. It's just the ones that are showing up on Live Coin Watch. Since when Blockfolio went down, I transferred what I could to Live Coin Watch. I had a $3.99 sale, so basically call it $4. Oh, it was $4, but it was after the fees. And then I had an $8.07. It never touched 16, so I never got my. So $3.99 was my 10x take 20, and then 807 was my 2x take 10. And I would have had another 2x take 10 at $16. Yeah, man. All right, so there's that. Numbers. All right. So yeah, I'm not excited about Render. Render's a memey, spammy, bullshitty thing. So what? 11 days ago, you transferred some. Not me. Somebody else. I just have mine sitting. Oh. I know what you're talking about. I put them on Bitrue because they get on Bitrue, the reward there for them. They somehow offer staking, which isn't, again, it's marketing budget, but they're paying. And again, I'm not telling anyone to do this because a lot of people were saying they're having trouble getting accounts there. I did not. I said I was Canadian. But if you go to the earn feature, so let's go to assets. Let's go to earn. Let's go to earn now. And I will see it's called Power Piggy. Power Piggy. And underpower piggy render pays 10%. So I'm like, if I'm going to sit on these tokens, because remember, you do your 2x take 10. So if I left this here for a year, I'd get my 10% back. And so like I earned since the last time 4.46 render. Hey, that's like, it would be a gas tank. If I drove a car with gas, which I don't, I am getting one that's a hybrid though. I'm getting a hybrid. Well, I'm not, for rental sake. Let's see. USDT pays 9%. That's pretty good. Again, don't leverage any of these facilities too much. Optimism pays 4%. I'm not getting any percent anywhere else. I'm surprised that Optimism doesn't have some cool staking thing somewhere, but it doesn't. And then what else? Filecoin pays 5%. So I like buy on Coinbase and I'll push them over there. And there I'm getting some pretty good tokens, getting some decent tokes. And then what else? Oh, those are the only ones that I have staked. So I have Filecoin, Render, USDT, Optimism, Hedera, XRP, VeChain. VeChain pays 1.5%, XRP 1.5%, Hedera 2.4%, Optimism 4%, USDT 9%, 9% on your cash. Render pays 10%, Filecoin pays 5%. Bam. Yeah, exactly, man. Go buy raw. Listen, no one knows. If you want to do you want the life cheat code of badassery, what you do is you go to Ross to get your basic clothes. All you do is Google trendy clothing styles 2024 summer. Okay, it'll show you the kind of styles. You find one that you kind of like. You go to Ross and you fulfill that for about $25, $30. You can get the coolest stuff. So you can stay trendy and hip if you're into that. And no one knows what belt you really have, so spend no money on that. Don't buy name brands or logos. Just get colors that you like. Just like basic colors that fall within like societal norms for coolness. It will not cost you anything. If you want to spend some money, only spend it on shoes. And even then, get yourself a guy. I got a guy in Europe who gets almost, not all, you can't get them all, but almost any shoe that I think is cool, he'll get it within like 2 weeks. And it will not be that price. I found a pair of Prada tennis shoes, these black and white, really badass, like cool kind of tennis shoes. I was like, I would never buy them at Prada for $990 or whatever they are, some stupid thing. So I just, on a lark, I sent it. I was like, hey, can you get these? I get an email back. Yes, what size? Da-da-da. What price? It was like $280 shipped. No. 180 shipped. I have to look. It's like $40 shipping. And I know 180 is a lot for shoes, but if that's your thing, if you want like, oh, I'm going to be the guy with the cool shoes, man, don't pay full price. Only chumps pay full price. Come on, peeps. Don't pay full price. Anyway. Whew. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that we are close. We're kind of on the precipice of, and when and if, like if Bitcoin goes today or tonight or tomorrow over the weekend, there's a good chance Bitcoin cracks 72. I think it's off to the races, man. I think it's off to the races. So we'll see. It's exciting. This is a fun time to be. And why it's fun for me is I just don't think we're in a bull market yet, but I think we're right there on the precipice, right on the edge. Craig asks, if you have time today, go over to your digital portfolio percentages. Oh, yeah. So I only count I'll do my percentages. I'll do them right now. The only reason that I don't count Hypercycle, I don't look at Hypercycle anymore as an investment token. I really don't care about the token price. For me, it's about earning money with nodes. Earning money with nodes. I don't care about anything else. It just doesn't matter. Okay, let's do percentages in my portfolio. I don't think I've done that with this group. I do it with the digital private clients every week, but I haven't done it with this group. Okay. Are you ready? Here, let me put it a little different. Are you ready for percentages in my portfolio? Okay. Bitcoin, 38%. Oh, man. I got to 93% on the data list. Okay. Bitcoin, 38%. USDC, 12.2%. And okay. Ethereum, 10.6%. Fetch, 9.3%. AGIX, 7.1%. It's weird how close those positions are. Cardano, 5.1%. That used to be my biggest position by a mile. Filecoin, 2.6%. Optimism, 2.3%. Algorand, 2%. Hypercycle, this is just free, like what's in my account, 1.9%. And actually I have to adjust that. Graph token, I'm not counting my Rolls Royce tokens, which I have 111. Hypercycle, sorry. Oh, so Hypercycle 1.9, Graph token 1.7, Matic 1.4, which is why I'm kind of beefing up my Matic. Sophia 1.3, Jupiter 1.1, so it's right around a 1. I didn't kick Jupiter up to a 2% position. I thought about it and I was like, I'm not that excited about meme season. Anyway, Nunet 0.7, so 70 basis points. USDT 0.4, Render 0.4, StoreJ 0.3. It's not even a 1%er. I'm going to pump that one up. Rejuve 0.3, Harmony 1.2, Singularity DAO 0.2. It's just nominal, nothing. Raven Coin 0.2, what a waste. Cosmos 0.2. Man, Cosmos works so well. I just can't stomach adding to it. Sia Coin 0.1, Flow 0.1, HBAR 0.1, XRP 0.1. These are all just nothing positions. VeChain 0.1. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So there it is. Yeah, and a lot of these lottery tickets I've had for a long time. That's why they're lottery tickets. They've just been sitting in there, some of them for years. So I just let them sit. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah. This is the key. $50 outfit, $200 shoes. You look like a $10,000 player. And I think the best advice anyone ever gave me was to always, when you meet someone new, always wear clean white shoes, solid white, clean, solid white shoes. Always. First time. So there you go. Oh, ooh, as a final cherry on tap. I do have some, so I talked to Bill Inman yesterday of Twin. We are now in the process of developing out a launch strategy. It's not locked yet, but it looks good. We're developing a launch strategy where in the coming month or less, I'm pushing for or less, we would have a rollout on Node Market of the actual token, like the TGE. Essentially, they would probably call it like early adopter TGE or something fancy, but it would be the actual token. The token will be created. It'll be the real token. That would also start the time period for those of you that already bought the token, and you're vesting for 90 days and all that. That would start that clock. It would be the TGE. The tokens will roll out on Node Market. It would look something like this. Every day, they would release about 10 million tokens into the wild through Node Market at fixed prices, but only 10. They're not going to flood the market. And then they're going to look and see. So basically, after day one, let's say they did day one 10 cents. And then they look at the market. They look at the secondary market on Node Market. They're going to do this before setting up liquidity pools. They want to see what is happening on that secondary. Are they at 20 cents, 25 cents? Like what's going on there? 50 cents. Who knows, right? So it'll be a constrained drip feed, 10 million tokens. Day 2, we'll refigure everything. 10 million tokens. Day 3, 10 million tokens. And then it will wind down. What they don't want to do is flood the market. They want to keep, they don't want to beat up. They're not, the main goal is to have a product that you can use to build the twins. And now, after having seen the twins and how good they are, people should be much more confident that the product that they're going to have is really nice. So the twins, the stuff that they're doing is really cool. It's just it's compute intensive, so it's kind of expensive, but it's cool, and I think that's awesome. And there's all sorts of ways you can monetize your twin. I think that's also awesome. But also, it'd be cool to have a fully developed twin for your friends and family and all that. So there's all sorts of really cool stuff that they're looking at doing. But the total twin tokens that will ever exist, ever exist, is 1 billion. But that's going to be over many, many years. So this will be a very constrained supply. It's not going to beat anyone up. And my guess is the secondary market's going to be between 25 and, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 cents. So it'll be real cool. So we're working on that now. Brandon's working on that. That he's working with that team to structure what that's going to look like. But that was the discussion yesterday. And they discussed some other things that I can't say because, I'm not allowed to say. But they got some really cool people that have some celebrities and some but not like spam celebrities, but like actual cool celebrities that are coming in that want twins. And they're not paying them, by the way. They're not paying these guys. They're just building their twin. That's the other cool thing. These people are getting excited about Twin Protocol, and they're not getting tokens. They're just getting digital twins developed for them, and they love it. So that's pretty badass. Anyway, yeah, that's where we're at. So yeah, that's the news. That's all I got. Twin housewives, God. Whew. Anyway, we'll see for digital private clients. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Everybody else, we'll see you Monday, bright and early. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything my poor insolvent drunk strung it on meth grifter ass grandmother wouldn't do. Brandon, he's probably not wearing sleeves because he's at a family gathering. I don't think you wear sleeves at a family gathering, right? Like that seems like a full amount of douchebaggery. So, but again, I don't know DNA of his family. I can't talk. My name's Bennett, and I ain't in it. Thank you.